Hello, good morning. Anywhere you are watching this from, it is Senbiance VIP Magazine, VIP TV Sport News, and my name is Seedou Sanneh for the headlines. Outbreak of COVID-19 affects youth and grassroots football development in the Gambia, according to the Gambia Youth and Football Grassroots Development Manager Alhaji Nyasi. Tunisia open national team training camp amid coronavirus pandemic. Odion Igalo on racism. Manchester United striker ready to walk off if gets abused again. WSL new season to begin on weekend of September 5th and 6th. Transfer stories from the Daily Mirror and the Daily Telegraph will also be looked at in today's edition of Sports Saturday, the 6th of June 2020, here in the Gambia, Republic of the Gambia, Bakote. My name is Seedou Sanneh. Let's get on with the news. Outbreak of COVID-19 has affected youth and grassroots football development in the Gambia, according to Mr. Alhaji Nyasi, Grassroots and Youth Football Development Management at the Gambia Football Federation. The outbreak of COVID-19 has affected youth and grassroots football development in the country, according to the Gambia Football Federation's Youth and Grassroots Football Manager, Mr. Alhaji Nyasi. The development of football coaches, players, and other development of football in terms of capacity building, coaches, medics, and administrators were all not being able to complete because of the unfortunate outbreak of COVID-19. The technical department, which is responsible for the youth and grassroots football development, was ruling lower basic school football competition because for the previous years it has been doing only senior secondary and upper basic school football competition, as the department's slogan is the top-bottom approach. So it is necessary to go down deep and cover the lower basic school football, he said. Nyasi also paid tribute to all those who lost their lives and jobs because of the deadly global pandemic. More on this story, let us hear from the Gambia Football Grassroots and Youth Development Manager, Mr. Alhaji Nyasi. Alhaji?
I pay tribute to all those who lost their lives because of the pandemic and others also who lost their job because of this pandemic. I think the issue of the COVID-19 cannot be measured or quantified in terms of the damage and the hardship it caused in terms of football development, not only in the Gambia, but the whole world. We've seen, if not only football, but all sporting activities have been stopped due to this pandemic. Like we said, a healthy mind is a healthy body. Before you can play any sport, you need to be healthy. So I think that was a very wise decision when all sporting activities have been cancelled until a time that the world feel that it is safe. Then people will resume back to their normal activities. We've seen in other parts of the world, like Germany, they've resumed their league on certain other conditions. There are older places around the globe, Europe, Africa, that declared their leagues null and void, including us in the Gambia. It's very difficult. It's really hard on the federation, the executive, the staff, and all football loving people, the club owners, the players. But I think this was the best decision that we could have arrived. Okay, I think the Gambia Football Federation is responsible for the development and promotion of football in the Gambia. But I, as the youth and grassroots football manager, am working in the technical department, and the technical department is responsible of all development activities of the Football Federation, including development of players, development and coaches, and all other development activities that you will think about in terms of the capacity building of coaches, medics, administrators, you name it. So it's the technical department that is responsible of that. And before the end of the year 2019, we've drawn up a program of activities for 2020, which includes the establishing the organization of the youth competition. When we say youth competition, that is what we take to the schools. The schools competition. The schools competition is usually sponsored by the GFF because it's a platform that we use to reach out to as many players as possible. Because in terms of youth development, you try to have mass participation that we embark on. So the youth school competition covers all the schools that are registered within the Gambia and that have the interest to play football, and being it both boys and girls. So COVID-19 has stopped the competition. You could have imagined how many boys and girls could have benefited from this youth competition. We are also ruling the lower basic school competition because for the previous years we have been doing only the senior secondary and the upper basic school, and our slogan is the bottom top approach. So we said we need to go down deep to also cover the lower basic competition, which we started last year within the 3 regions as the Greater Banjul area, to have a case study as to what we do. But in 2019 activity, we were supposed to cover all the regions so that all boys and girls that have the ability and the chance to play football can have it easy within their own regions. So this was our plans. In the plans also, there were many coaching activities that we also need to carry on. Because in terms of development of football, you don't just focus on the players only. The coaches, those that are supposed to teach the players, also need to be capacitized so that they'll have the necessary weapons to develop the players in the aspect that we want. Medics also play a part, administrators also play a part. So these are the issues. So there were many activities that were cancelled. When football stopped, all those activities stopped. So this is the issue.
Yeah.
I was totally down because I know it was not only me that is affected. For me, it won't be a problem that much because I'm not playing football. But seeing the people that would have got the opportunity to play football and possibly get the chance to be selected in one of these youth national teams, sitting doing nothing is really very painful. I have a lot of players, a lot of kids that want to take football as a career, that want to survive making football as a career. If all those people are sitting down and without doing anything, it's really very painful. The COVID-19 came as a shock to me because people we are not expecting, but we cannot do anything about it. What we just need to do now to pray so that it goes away as soon as possible, and everything will resume back to normal. I think now what we are doing as a department is try to push back all the activities that were due to happen during the period that we've just passed and the period we are just presently in. With regards to the competition of the schools, I think that one cannot be held anymore. We will plan that for the 2020-2021 because we are already approaching the summer holidays, and if schools are closed, it's a no-go. It's Navadan time, it's the rainy season time. We cannot hold the school competition that time. We've passed the period of the school competition. So for that, what we need to do is to plan for the 2020-2021 academic year. Then we kickstart the competition. We've also, as a federation registered under the FIFA Football Ecosystem Youth Development. That's a new project. That's a new project that FIFA is coming up with. But because of the COVID-19, that is also stalled. It's just put off till further notice because FIFA sent in a request for interested member associations, federations to apply if they are interested in the FIFA Youth Ecosystem, even the FIFA Ecosystem Youth Football Development. It's a project that FIFA is earmarking in terms of helping member associations of federation to properly structure their youth system and help them in terms of giving them ways and ideas for youth player development. That committee is headed by Senbiance. He's the chairman of that committee. When the request came, we registered our interest in terms of benefiting from that project. The project also entails in terms of checking academies and advising us how to better structure academies and train. So it's a very good project. When we applied, the fourth phase of that should have started in April, but due to the suspension of all football-related activities, that one is also been pushed till further. But notwithstanding, after doing our application, we've received confirmation from FIFA telling us that yes, they acknowledge our interest, but due to the COVID-19, possibly the date will be rescheduled later when everything is safe, because it will include FIFA sending in experts here to work with us in terms of development. When we say FIFA youth development, it starts from the age of 6. Targeting from the age of 6 coming up to around the age of 17. So this is it. We also have in place also to organize our own inter-academic competitions. Planning is ahead during this COVID period. We're planning to start organizing inter-academic competitions for academies that are registered with their regional football associations. So that is in place. I think presently what we're doing is just to plan, because we cannot hold any activity. And like we said, in terms of grassroots and in terms of technical development, we do both male and female. Yeah, it's dominated by the boys. Because when did women football start to showcase? Male football started a long way before we have female football. But at our level at the federation, I think we put in more efforts, more resources in women football development at the grassroots level than the men. Of recent, before the COVID-19 start, CAF was sponsoring a 7-a-side girls football competition. That was a competition only for girls. And we did that up to the finals. We did all the group matches. It was only the final that was supposed to play. Then the ban on sporting activities came. That final is pending. UEFA also are trying to assist in terms of a 1-year project for girls football development. That is purely girls. So if you are in the federation, you will not know. But over the past 4 years, the resources and the efforts put in girls football development cannot be compared to that of the men. But obviously you have more boys playing football than girls this issue. It's dominated by the boys, not only in the Gambia, but it's the world over. I think we have been doing very well in terms of sensitizing people. That was why we came with that Live Your Goals Girls Football Festival project, yes. And that was intended to reach out to all the regions in the Gambia, and we succeeded in doing so. If you look by then and now, I think there's a big difference in terms of parents not allowing their girl child to play football. Initially, some we are seeing it as even un-Islamic. We are just seeing football as just fun, but football is more than being just a game, just a fun. Football can bring economic development, can bring source of employment. So I think now a lot of parents, a lot of people know that their girl child are not just going to play football just for fun or just for playing sake. So I think we've crossed many barriers in terms of people not allowing their girl child to play football. But it's an ongoing process. We will still continue to make sure we break all barriers and see. Like I said, when I tune on BBC or CNN, I'll at times see the amount that they say people.
That was Alaji Nyasi, the Youth and Grassroots Football Development Manager at the Gambia Football Federation, speaking to us in an exclusive interview. Over to the other parts of Africa. In Tunisia opened national team training camp amid coronavirus pandemic. Some Carthage Eagle stars are in the country during the global health and challenge health, and they are prepared to regroup for the first time since November. Tunisia coach Monha Kaiba has summoned 26 players for 2 batch training sessions which will start on June the 8th and end on June 21st. The training camp is the first gathering of the Carthage Eagles since their last fixture agenda. The training camp is the first gathering of the Craven Carthage since their last fixture against Equatorial Guinea in November 2019 and will be divided into 2 stages with 13 players each because of the coronavirus safety procedure. They were initially scheduled to play Tunisia in March before the Confederation of African Football (CAF) suspended the 2020-2021 African Cup of Nations qualifiers and all continental matches indefinitely due to the COVID-19 outbreak. The majority of the national team players applied their trade in the Tunisian League One, while some foreign-based stars are back in North Africa country due to the health crisis at their base abroad. Tunisia sit at top of their 2021 AFCON qualifying group with 2 wins after 2 matches, and Kaiba believes the training session at the Stade El Menza in Tunis will help players prepare for the task ahead. Many players came to Tunisia in March and were left with no official training, he told Tunisian FA website. We want to seize this opportunity to set up 2 stage training camps for the national team to get the players in their best physical and tactical shape. We want our players to be prepared both physically and mentally. We have not seen them together since November 2019, so it's crucial that when the activities resume, we are well prepared on all and every aspect. Tunisia are scheduled to begin their qualification for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar on October the 5th. They are paired against Equatorial Guinea, Zambia and Mauritania in Group B. Over to somewhere in Europe, Odion Ighalo, Manchester United and former Nigerian striker Odion Ighalo says he is ready to walk off if gets abused again. Manchester United striker tells Sky Sports News recent events have affected his outlook. It should not happen to any player or anyone in the world, he said. Odion Ighalo, I will handle racism differently now. Manchester United striker Odion Ighalo says he has ignored racism in the past but will handle it differently if it occurs again. Manchester United striker Odion Ighalo says he is prepared to walk off the pitch if he is racially abused again in his career, after revealing he was called all sorts of names by an opposition player in China. Odion Ighalo, on loan from Shanghai Shenhua, reported the abuse to Chinese FA, but after no action was taken, he decided to let it go. The 30-year-old, who has called for justice to be done following George Floyd's death in U.S. police custody, now says he would be ready to take further action should he be subjected to racist abuse on football. Now says he would be ready to take further action if he is subjected to abuse on football. He repeats, if it happens to me, I would report it to the referee and see what they do. If they do nothing, actions in the world, he told Sports News. In one game in China, I got called all sorts of names, and after the game, I did not shake his hand. I walked straight into the dressing room and I was angry. I reported it to the FA, according to Manchester United striker Odion Ighalo. I did not press further with it. I just let it go because I am just this kind of a guy. I just like to drag issues out, but I did not think it should be condoned in any country. We are fighting for the next generation, he said. Global protests have been going since Floyd, a 46-year-old black American, died when a white police knocked on his neck for nearly 9 minutes. Nothing but energy and passion today, according to Odion Ighalo. I make no apologies for standing out for what I believe. It has sparked tributes and message of defiance across the sporting world. On Monday, Liverpool became the first Premier League side to make a knee in support of Black Lives Matter movement. England and Aston Villa defender Tyrone Mings joined protests in Birmingham on Thursday. Nobody should condone racism, said Ighalo. We are all human, despite the color of our skin. We are all the same. same way, live in the same world, the same life. We should fight for humanity, not for colors. I don't condone racism, but at the same time, I don't condone riots. It did not start today. It is not going to end today. It is going to take time. We are hoping this situation can change the narratives and make it more limited. It is going to reduce it to minimum. WSL new season to begin on weekend of September 5th and 6th. Chelsea were crowned WSL champions over Manchester City on Friday. The new Women's Super League WSL season will begin on the weekend of September 5th and 6th. On the day, Chelsea were crowned WSL champions ahead of Manchester City and Arsenal. The Football Association has confirmed when football in women's game will get back underway. Chelsea champions, Liverpool down as WSL agrees outcome. The decision for when the WSL will return was made at an FA board meeting on Friday lunchtime, shortly after news broke that the 2019-2020 season been curtailed. The FA are hoping to open the transfer window on June 19, closing on September 10. Aston Villa will replace Liverpool in the 12th-team division for the new season after their relegation was confirmed by points per game system used to decide the outcome of the WSL table. The resolution of the 2019-2020 Women's FA, which is in the quarterfinal stage, is still under review, and the FA board will meet to discuss the matter later this month. You are reminded you are watching Senbiance VIP magazine, VIP TV sports news here in the Gambia at the Mall of Gambia, Bakote. Over to the some transfer in the Daily Mirror and the Telegraph. Ben Chilwell is tempted by a huge move to Chelsea later this summer, but has not yet demanded to quit Leicester City Football Club. Premier League clubs believe there is genuine chance of fans being able to attend games by September. Brendan Williams is said to be awarded a new deal by Manchester United just 8 months after signing his last. Cardiff City defender Sol Bamba has called on Harry Kane to lead from the front on English football's George Floyd's protest. Manchester United have put on alert after Wolves reported lower the asking price for striker Raul Jimenez. Pep Guardiola has reportedly spoken to Arsenal flop Ismail Benasser over a £50 million move to Manchester City. Premier League managers have been told to limit match meetings to 15 when the season restarts, while players will be allowed into the dressing rooms in shift as part of social distancing measures. Derby County and Leeds are said to have been stunned after it was allegedly proposed by the head of UK's football police that their championship matches should be relocated after more than 160 miles away from Southampton. The chief executive of the Premier League has refused calls by the fans of Jamel Khashoggi for it to stop the planned Saudi Arabia-backed takeover of Newcastle United after being fully considered. Premier League clubs have headed off a row over what happens if the 2019-2020 season is curtailed by agreeing to see whether the championship managed to finish their campaign. No other Tottenham Hotspur player has been forced to self-isolate despite a member of the squad recording false positive coronavirus test since contact training resumed. Chelsea have agreed in principle to sign RB Leipzig striker Timo Werner amid the transfer news. It has been sports on Senbiance VIP magazine, VIP TV, and I am Seedou Sanneh. That's all we have time for today's edition. It's Saturday, the 6th of June 2020 here in the Republic of the Gambia. Let's take a look at our headlines once again. The outbreak of COVID-19 affects youth and grassroots football development, according to the manager of Gambia Football Federation Youth and Grassroots Football Development. The outbreak of COVID-19 has affected youth and grassroots football development in the country, according to the Gambia Football Federation Youth and Grassroots Football Manager, Mr. Alaji Nasi, in an exclusive interview. Tunisia opened national team training camp amid coronavirus pandemic. Odion Igalo on racism. Manchester United striker ready to walk off if he gets abused again. Manchester United striker tells Sky Sport News recent events have affected his outlook. It should not happen to any player or anyone in the world. WSLC's new season to begin on weekend of September 5th and 6th. That's all we have. Stay connected to our subsequent program until we come your way on Wednesday, the 17th of June 2020.